of this session.
I'm not the least. That's not the least. Should I use your phone or no?
Mine is there.
So the title of the paper is Cybersecurity Threats and Vulnerabilities in the Metaverse. So we have the author Alin with us, and he'll be presenting.
Just a second, please. No. I don't understand. I will open actually the PDF file then. Okay, this one is working. Great. I see that we have also this. Maybe I will try to.
Working here, so no, we got new batteries, so it could potentially work now.
Actually, I don't have started also the share screen. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. We can see it.
Great. Thank you very much for the confirmation. Okay, it's working. Hello, everybody. My name is Alin Zamfiroiu, and I will present now the last paper from this conference, the Cybersecurity Threats and Vulnerabilities in Metaverse. Actually, it's a good point that is the last presentation because, okay, we have a lot of examples of using Metaverse. Now, we should, let's say, think to the security things and actually to the vulnerabilities that can be in the Metaverse, our Metaverse application. The paper is written together with my colleague Ramesh Sharma. Also, he is online because we are in a hybrid conference. So we are together here. Few words about me. I have a double affiliation. I am also to the National Institute for Research in Informatics from Bucharest that paid for this research. And also I'm a teacher at the Bucharest University of Economic Studies. Also, I am an invited teacher for the Military Technical Academy and also for University of Polytechnic of Bucharest. For that, I have before that question about military because I am curious in this field also. My colleague Ramesh Sharma is a teacher in Delhi, in Ambedkar University, Delhi, and also is a founder of the OER Foundation. Maybe in the end he will say some words. Okay, here we have the contents and agenda. Actually, is also the content of the paper. Okay, when I made this presentation, I say to start with what is Metaverse. After this, let's say 40 presentation, I heard a lot of definition of Metaverse, and in this moment, I think probably the most important thing is, metaphorically speaking, Metaverse is something. So actually, the Metaverse try to put more technologies together and use them to give to the user a real experience. So maybe for that, a lot of people think that every kind of technology can be used in the Metaverse. Okay, Metaverse, from the moment that appears, it was it see it like a very important technology, and a lot of people tried to use it in any kind of domains. We saw a lot of examples in the last two presentations. Here we have penetration of Metaverse in some countries. I want to speak about South Korea that have a lot of using of Metaverse. Actually, they want to create an entire city in Metaverse. So they have a lot of developments in this area. I don't see if Estonia is there. I think it is, if I remember correctly. No, it doesn't. Okay, what we made for this article, actually, for this paper, we decided to see exactly the future of the main concept of the metaverse with avatar, home space, and so on. And after that, we try to search for some risks. And okay, we know, each one of us know that we have risk regarding to the data privacy, regarding to identity theft and fraud, cyber attacks, virtual assets, and so on. And based on all these 6 risks, actually, we tried to find some challenges that should be used when we develop any kind of application in Metaverse. So for that, we have I think it's better to put here, for data privacy and security, we should assure the privacy protection. And we have to search on which way we can protect all data from Metaverse. Also for identity theft, actually we have to make some verification of identity, sorry. Regarding to this, we can make some, let's say, behavior profiles based on the user on the Metaverse, and in this way we can verify if the user is authentically user or not. Regarding to the cyber attacks, we have actually the threats, the cybersecurity threats. Regarding to the virtual asset theft, okay, in Metaverse we have a lot of assets, and actually this asset can be used by other users. So in this way, we have to manage that all these assets that is own, it shouldn't be used by other users. Okay, and now regarding to the data privacy, okay, I think is the 4th presentation that we talk about data privacy, because it is important for sure. What is important in this, let's say, process to assure the data privacy is to make the user to understand what kind of data should show to other users. For example, I have a friend that asked to someone to prove a payment. That person, to prove the payment, actually sends the entire extract of his account. It is something like, based on that extract, actually, you can make an entire profile to see if has animals, where he's going, because you have there all the payments that he done. So for that is very important for data privacy, actually, to train the users that they don't have to put in the applications all information about them. So actually the first and the most important thing is to train the users. Virtual asset security, exactly what I said before, is very important to assure that these assets, it will be used only by the properly users and not from someone else. Also, we made a sub-chapter in our paper regarding to the social engineering attacks in Metaverse. Actually, social engineering can be used in any fields, and also it will be used on the Metaverse, because let's say the hackers will try to apply these techniques also in Metaverse. And here we made some analysis regarding to how can be applied each type of social engineering attack in Metaverse. So here is very important. Also, we have to train the users to be sure that they will not be a victim of this type of attacks. Okay, the phases of a social engineering, it will be the same like in online. So actually the first stage, it will be to gather the information. And in this phase, actually the user should be more involved and try to don't discover, to don't show too much information. And after that, they can use also in the attack phase. No, it doesn't work. Here in the attack phase, actually in that moment is another interaction with the attacker. So in this moment, the user also can do something, let's say. Regarding the conclusion, what we want to do with this paper is to open some, let's say, challenges that should be considering in the development of the Metaverse application. And maybe in the future, not maybe, for sure in the future, we have to bring some countermeasures for each vulnerability that we have identified. If you have any question, I have to say that our research is sponsored by the Ministry of Research in Innovation and Digitalization in Romania. And here is the number of the project. If you have question, please.
Thank you very much for the very interesting presentation. Questions?
For that he's here. But I hope that
No, I'm actually not doing my typical question. So no, I'm not asking you.
He has another one.
So when you did the study, have you discovered some things of cyber fraud or attacks in the current metaverse that are already happening?
From this, just a second. From this, actually, we let's say find in only in an app this where it is virtual asset theft. Actually, they sell some assets, and someone else actually they used that assets without buy it. But only this we found in the, let's say, real example. And all these 5 actually it was based only on thinking, and actually exactly what I said is, let's say, fundamental research is to check in the future.
What is the most severe, or actually mainly my interest is how severe is social engineering? Because my feeling would say social engineering might be the worst that we have to expect in.
Yes, for sure, because actually in Metaverse, you have to put a lot of information and you have to interact with other users. And actually for the social engineering, you can't say in the beginning that you are a victim of social engineering, or actually you can say that you can be in the future a victim of social engineering. Because actually in these phases, probably now we are in this phase. If we, let's say, present some information, actually the hacker probably passed the first phase to get some information, and now he planned the attack. So in this moment, we can say about someone that is a victim of social engineering. Actually, we can say only in this phase. Until then, we don't know, only the hacker knows this, but we are not in this, in this team.
It's kind of thinking a little bit what type of, so I'm trying to narrow it down to virtual reality because that's the most things I do in the metaverse, where I actually am socially active. And you know what, there's probably one saving grace. There's one thing you never want to do in the metaverse, which is actually entering a password, because it's so hard to enter a password. And so some of the classic attacks will not work because because if you want to have a good user experience, never make your user enter a password. Yeah,
for sure. And for that, actually, we have, I say it here, don't use a password. Okay, for the websites, we can use keystroke dynamics, but actually for the metaverse, we have to use the behavior patterns. So actually based on the behavior, you have to recognize the user or to say that it's not you, it's someone else. And only based on this. And actually, if we use the behavior pattern, we don't have to use passwords. But that behavioral pattern.
But there might be replay opportunities for that one then again too.
Probably, yeah. A solution open other problems. So.
Yeah. But I think I like the challenge to say, hey, because it's a totally different medium to enter security information and follow links and stuff. It might be slightly different than what we know out of the classic mobile world and the classic desktop world.
Actually, the password starts from the military field. When they meet, they have to say, who are you? Okay, the name everybody knows, but you have to say the password. From that, we have password on online apps and mobile apps. Other question, if you have.
More questions? Anyone?
I have a question, despite the fact that I was not in the presentation. But you know, it always bugs me, the idea of passwords. I have so many passwords. Even I was relying on Google Chrome to, to save my password and automatically, identify it. But now he start Google Chrome telling me, or Firefox, that your password might be compromised. So why you store my password if you want to compromise it? So the idea that I think we need a culture, or we need a technology that the password thing is no longer exist. We need something that unique identification, biometric, behavioral, something that I don't have. I just have to enter my name or my username, and he will automatically find that if this is me or not. I don't have to enter a password. Then now we have the password. After the password, he will ask you, okay, verify yourself by a token sent to your email. But I don't have access to my email. I mean, the token sent, okay, then you send it to another email, or use a mobile authenticator to verify that it is you. So, but if you need to verify me through the third party or my mobile phone, why I have to enter a password from the first place? I can't.
This will take us to the society where we have those authentication on the skin and password anymore.
I like that you open this field, because
this is really something, it's really so annoying these days,
yes,
the password thing.
But with biometrics, we have another problem. I have it before a project to recognize actually the users based on his behavior in online apps. Actually, I have verified how he used the mouse, how he writing, how he deletes someone, if he used shift key or the caps lock key, and so on. So I have it something like 21 characteristics. And actually, when I tested for users, actually my users were my students, I have it something like 40% of false positive. So for that, in this moment, actually you cannot use this thing. Maybe in the future maybe we'll have more characteristics, and in this moment, okay, you don't need password, but the time will decide that. Yes, please.
So I know it goes a little bit off the topic, but when these security discussions come up, I always think that it would be to ask researchers to say a new way, but we are like, you can never publish something that is innovative or new. So, because you can only publish things that somebody kind of had done and then can make an incremental thing. But why do companies own our digital identity? Why is there no solution that allows us to own our digital identity? Because if we could control who can do something with us giving away parts of our digital identity, you can also prevent a lot of fraud. So if something around us of our behavior, and if we had some kind of interface to say, here, Amazon can use this now for me to authenticate
only
the shopping.
Amazon.
Yeah, but no, Facebook, no. So, yeah, I think there are way too few people who learn to reverse the paradigm that maybe the military started with the password. To give the authority to the commander. So basically, if you say the wrong password, you can shoot that person.
But it will be a third party.
Yeah,
it will be a third party, and you have to trust.
Yeah, but if you think about kind of edge things and stuff, yeah, there could be, if the control of the identity would be nearer to us, maybe there would be less fraud.
Yeah, for sure.
And so how can it be that I'm sitting here and somebody in Russia is compromising my identity? That is
is by reading it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you also.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So with this, I think we can close this technical session and move on towards the closing of the conference.
Is there anything online that we missed?
Is there any question?
Yeah, is there anyone who is here and hasn't gotten an opportunity to present?
So hi Gautam, how are you?
Hi.
So I see
In the Canada sun.
I wanted to add to the conversation about the passwords.
Yes, please.
People are interested in talking about that. I think, in my opinion, most modern systems are working towards, multi-factor authentication. But I think I agree with the audience that part of that multi-factor authentication need not necessarily be a password. I think we can easily create systems where, using a combination of biometric data and something else, we can confirm identities and need not use the password. I think everyone in the audience, submitting to journals, reviewing for journals, we have to remember our username and password.
Yeah, this is a pain in the back, man. This is, yeah.
So if we could have a unified even system for editorial manager and manuscript central, I think it would be more feasible for us to even do our own works.
Yeah.
And so maybe this is something that, as a group, we should explore and propose to some of the publishers that they should do, because I agree passwords are, now my passwords have to be 16 characters long. Before it was okay to have 8 characters. Yes. And this problem will continue to persist. I need to change my password every month for my university. Yeah. So it's just ongoing issues, So
Nice papers from Microsoft actually about this. There's some actually, not that I'm the biggest Microsoft fan, but there were some really good papers from Microsoft about studying that and why we have to get rid of the password. And you see with Windows 11, there's a huge strategy even with Microsoft to make password less login work, though I still don't understand. I cannot use Teams in multiple companies that I'm associated with, but maybe Microsoft will solve it one day. But the scientific papers that they have are very, very valuable. So if you do any security research, I highly recommend reading their ideas about the password in the future.
Thank you very much, guys. And with this, we would like to conclude our, 2 conferences and symposium, the Metaverse conference and the AFMEC conference and the FELTE symposium. I mean, there's a handful of people here, the last, survivors or fighters, and the ones also joining us from Canada and from all over on the Zoom session. Hopefully next year, the original culture of all people on site will resume, and we'll have everyone, joining personally, physically, the conference, because I believe this is one of the issues that we were discussing with the committee today, that the fact that if everyone is joined personally here, that less organizational problem will, occur, and we will have more momentum and more networking, and people will be able to, to socialize and network more efficiently. Thank you very much, guys, again for attending the conference. And as a reminder, The Metaverse, we have a bidding from a university in Dubai. So next year we're going to host it in Dubai. The AFMIC is going to be in, if not wrong, in Mano and Malmo, and the Felta is going to be in Barcelona. So hopefully you will be able to make it to the 3 conferences, if not at least 1. Okay. Thank you guys and have a good day.
Like to join the committee